I remember the good old days of YouTube. The community was smaller, video responses were still a thing, and the online debates were just as vicious and enjoyable to watch. One debate in particular always caught my attention: console versus PC. I've always gamed on PC to some extent growing up, Age of Empires 2 being a particular favorite of mine. In my high school days, I primarily spent most of my time on console. The Xbox 360 was my console of choice, and as flawed of a system as it was, I still have fond memories of my time on the platform, whether it was making new friends on Halo 3, hunting down bandits with my posse in Red Dead Redemption, or being remarkably surprised by Far Cry 3, I was almost always having fun. Despite all the fun I had, I could not deny the obvious benefits that playing on PC yielded. Through various articles and videos on YouTube, it became clear to me that PC had an ever-growing list of perks that made my poor Xbox 360 feel just a little inadequate. Poor Xbox. Some years passed, and in that time I even went through a brief period where I was both disillusioned and uninterested in gaming. In March 2015, I picked up a PlayStation 4, and I was overcome with excitement. Finally, I would be able to experience next-gen gaming. The only problem is that really wasn't. Don't get me wrong, The Last of Us was truly an amazing experience that every gamer should play, and Bloodborne might be my favorite Soulsborne game. Despite that, the list of interesting exclusive titles seemed to get smaller and smaller with each console generation, and unfortunately, the best way I can describe the current consoles is that they feel stale. It was then that I knew it was time for me to take a plunge into something new. September 2015, my life changed forever. I met a woman. Her name was Elsa, and I'm kidding, But I did build my first PC, and I named her Elsa, because she's awesome. I went to Micro Center and picked up my parts, and I built it that night, and then I pressed the power, and, well, shit, it didn't work. So, I got a friend to help me, and simple problem, free tip guys. Putting the 6 of RAM is like having sex the second time. You want there to be nice, satisfying click. Despite the first time builder fail, I would do it again, and would love the opportunity to make another PC. Gee guys, maybe if I get successful at this whole YouTube business, I could start doing PC giveaways, wouldn't that be swell? Shameless promotion is shameless. So, 1 year into PC gaming, what are my thoughts? Once you go to PC, you won't want to play with D's deck? I'm not a poet, guys, I'll just stick to my day job. All joking aside, while I can't see myself picking up, say, a Wii U, maybe, keyword is maybe an Xbox One when they're cheap, so I can play the like 1 or 2 exclusives that I really want to play, I can honestly say I'm done with consoles as my primary means of gaming. Why, some of you might ask? It's because it's because of them sweet 4K graphics, isn't it? Well, yes, but no. Here, hold on, let me explain myself. Because I've got reasons. A couple, actually. The first and most important one for me is that gaming on PC has empowered me as a consumer. I have multiple choices of retailers from whom I can purchase my games. Steam, Good Old Games, Origin, just to name a few. I can even get games on the cheap at launch from sites like Kinguin or Green Man Gaming if I'm on a tight budget, or if a particular company has spurned me in the past. Creative Assembly. Sorry guys, so unprofessional. Side note, I think you should buy CD keys from sites like these sparingly because of the potential credit card risk. G2A is an example. And I do think you should support the developers for, the years of hard work. On the other hand, sometimes you're on a budget. I understand that too. Secondly, I have a choice as to what my budget for my hardware for my PC should be. It is, after all, my personal computer. Whether I want to build a small emulation box on the cheap, a decent 1080p budget gaming machine, or throw my money in the furnace and get 2 1080s SLI with Skylake CPU to play Minecraft at 144 Hz. It's all up to me. Thirdly, long term it's cheaper. Even if you did drop an absurd amount of money on, say, the 1080 build that I mentioned before, the money you save on games does come back to you. As a personal anecdote, my personal Steam library is multiple times larger than the library of my consoles going 3 generations back, and at a fraction of the price. Fourthly and finally is the platform's versatility. I'm currently writing what might be between a 1,000 to about 1,500 word essay on this topic. I will then record the audio on Audacity and then edit the audio and add corresponding clips in VideoPad or Shotcut. I'm trying to learn how to do Shotcut. All this to make the current video you are watching right now. On PC, you can play games, write code, produce content, whether it be for YouTube or various other sites. And as of recently, I hear you can watch porn, guys. I hear it's really, really awesome. The power and versatility of the platform, in my mind, make consoles for me all the less desirable. Why spend maybe around $300 for a laptop or a desktop, whatever your preference, and then on top of that, a $250, maybe $300-ish console. A console that has a membership fee for quote-unquote quality online service that has yet to justify its cost to me as a consumer, and that's being a former member. I could talk about this point alone for a whole video, but let's move on, shall we? Those are just 4 benefits I decided to mention for the sake of this video. If you want more, then I hear there's this really cool YouTuber called Your515. He's pretty cool, it's pretty awesome. I'm a little jealous of his goatee personally. Makes me feel inadequate. I hear he's got, what do you call it, a top 10 reasons to get into PC gaming video. Maybe you should check it out. The link is in the description. Shameless self-promotion is shameless. While my experience on PC has been grand, awesome, and dare I say, fun, it does have its minor hiccups. In my opinion, while options are definitely better than limited or few options, it can be slightly annoying juggling multiple voice chat platforms for different groups of friends who have preferences. Note this is a very, very anecdotal example. Just download Skype, Pete. I can also count how many games I don't get it. I can't explain how I can't get them to work. Hold on. Let me pull out my hand. 1. I've had an issue with 1 game. It was weird though. I never figured out why I was having trouble running. Whatever. Honestly, I have to try and come up with points, but to add a third, one thing that's a little annoying is that there are certain situations where in order to play certain games, particularly older games, you need to put in a little extra work, about 2-3 minutes sometimes. I guess that's a little irritating. So, have I sworn off of consoles forever? Yes, maybe, I don't know. My PS4 is currently justifying its shelf space by being a very good and very efficient dust collector. With a fair number of Microsoft exclusives coming to PC, I have even less reason to purchase an Xbox One. I'm still waiting for Halo, but, you know, I can dream. I can still dream the dream, guys. What about the Switch, you ask? Well, after seeing the Switch, all I can say is, now might be the time to get a Wii U. Perhaps the Wii U can be my last-gen exclusive catch-up machine / party game machine when I'm having friends over. Despite Nintendo's many faults as a company, one thing I can say is that they do usually provide a strong first-party lineup. And let me clarify, I don't hate consoles. I certainly don't regret my time on the Xbox 360. I had a blast. Despite that machine's problems, I had a blast. It was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I still do. If I could go back those times, I would. I've even had very good moments on my PlayStation 4. But honestly, the consoles have, at least to me, so many drawbacks that they're really not worth my time or my money right now. That being said, I think it's time to put my PS4 in a new home in the house. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good one.